Paris is probably the most beautiful city in the world, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, which is always so inspiring to me. Just everywhere I look, I see beauty, and I find that living in this capital it always has been wonderful for people who are artists. There's just so much in the way of exhibitions, museums, music, theater, but you don't even have to do that. All you have to do is go out your front door and walk in the streets. And each neighborhood, each little quartier in Paris is a separate little universe. They're all so unique. So for me, Paris has been the most wonderful city to evolve in as an artist and also as a human being. One of the things I really love about living in France and about the French people is that they love to eat. Their food is very important to them, and they don't count calories. You know, they go and they eat a baguette, you know, the French bread. They eat a lot of fresh cream, butter, cheese, many vegetables. There are markets all over Paris, and you know, if you're going from one place to another, I have a little portable bag in my purse, so I can stop at a market and pick up fresh fruits and vegetables. And of course, you must always have a bottle of good wine to accompany your meals. And so I would say that one of the great qualities and virtues of living in France is this appreciation of really good food.
So take another bite.
Paris, I would say for me, having lived in Paris, it is like being almost in a school, because especially when you come here from another country, there's so much to absorb about. You learn the language, avidly interested in the French culture, and it's a very cosmopolitan city. So you can go and take a course in yoga or in Tai Chi. There are just so many sources of cultural inspiration and ways of expanding your consciousness here in Paris.
Down my love, my heart between your teeth. I let you play with me.
Oui, je parle français avec un petit accent américain, et j'adore la langue française. I love the French language because it's subtle, and there's so many different ways that you can express the same idea or the same feeling. It's a very charming language, and there are actually not so many people who speak really perfect French. It's quite elegant.
Is this what I like? Being eaten alive. Down by love.
Paris has been notoriously a center which has attracted artists for centuries. I mean, even when you think that Leonardo da Vinci, he came to France and stayed with, I think it was François Ier. There's a great respect for artists here. The French value literature, music, and particularly painting. So obviously, how many Americans have come to Paris? You know, Josephine Baker, Henry Miller, and Scott Fitzgerald. And even though that was at a different era, I think many strangers are still attracted to the mystique of this city. I really enjoy cooking, and France has taught me a lot about how to cook. You can even take an egg take eggs and all the different things you can do with eggs, like you can make a souffle, you can do them just soft-boiled with a beautiful baguette, cheese, you always have a lot of cheese, everything, fish, they eat a lot of fish here, you have fresh fish markets. I also love to go to the market of Saint-Pierre, where you can have, it's like a bazaar with all these materials, and you can pick up extraordinary materials, and then you go to a little dressmaker and you design your own clothes. I've always done that. Well, one of the differences between living in New York or living in America, you have to really go a great distance to get into a foreign country, where the language is different and the customs. And what is wonderful is in Paris, in 3 hours, and even 1.5 hours, you can be in London, you can be in Italy, you can be in Portugal. And so that puts you in a very feeling like you're in a smaller world, that you can really I can go to Greece. I'm there in 2.5 hours, and it's a totally foreign country where I don't even speak the language yet. I think you speak of the body. I think the body-mind connection I believe in very much. I work with someone, Amadeo, who's sort of a mentor in this body-mind connection. And I think when you have that, you become very conscious of what you're eating and how you are respecting your body as well as your mind and your spirit. So, of course, you get exercise, you try to choose the right food, fresh food, and I'm very disciplined also in meditation. I do a lot of dancing. I love movement, and I think it's sort of like a composite of all these elements that make you a whole, complete person and a happy person.
Is this what I like? Being eaten alive.
I think that for everyone, creativity is an important thing. And I think everybody is creative on some level. You can be a banker and just about any profession, but I think we have to get in touch with our creative instincts, which are, they're pretty much in your soul, in your solar plexus, and in your heart.
Makes me wanna stay down by
Well, I'm